today, and I'm going to show you a sun colour change dip powder from Revel Nails. I have the shade Morocco, and it's a gorgeous brown and it looks glittery. I haven't opened it yet, but I will be doing that on camera. But before we do that, this is going on my Cindy hand, and I need to soak off the previous one I done, which was Ibiza. So once this is soaked off and all my nails are ready to go, I will come back and we will start dipping. Okay, and I'm back and all that dipping powder's gone. These are my natural nails, and let's open this powder and have a look at it for the first time. As I said, it's called Morocco. It comes with a protective covering, so you don't lose any of the powder. It peels off nice and easy, and let's have a look. It just looks like a pot of chocolate powder with some added pretty shimmers. I hope that's picking up. Okay, now before I first start dipping, I always spritz my nails and my hand with my bacterial spray. I'm sorry for the feedback from the light there. I will move that out the way in a moment. And then I just wipe my nails too with my prep and wipe, just to make sure that there's no dust and oils, just so the dipping adheres properly to each of my nails. Like so. Let's move that light out the way. There we go, hopefully that's a bit better. Okay, you're also going to need number one, which is the Pro Base. You do need that one, but you don't need that one next. You need this one, which is number two, the Activator. And then going back to number three, which is the Finish Gel. Okay, so we'll open the powder. We'll get number one, the Pro Base. And I'm going to start off by just painting 3/4 of each nail and dipping into the powder, tapping off the excess. And you want to apply a nice thin coat as possible. We'll zoom you out a bit so you can see it a bit better. But yeah, you want to apply a nice thin as possible coat, because we obviously don't want this to be lumpy and bumpy and overly thick. And wherever you put the Pro Base is where the powder will stick, so try not to get it on any of your skin. And then just dip it into the powder, tap off the excess, and that's done. And it's not going to focus, but I'm hoping you can see that. Nope. So I'm going to do all the other nails exactly the same, just 3/4, a very thin coat, and dip into the powder. Excuse me. The reason for doing 3/4 of the nail, first of all, is because when you come to fully dip, you don't want it too bulky around the cuticle area. You want that to look nice and natural. So I find just painting 3/4 of the nail first and just layering that bit up to get a nice build and nice apex works out a lot better. You can see how quick and easy it is to do. If you can paint your nails, you can do dipping powders. It's as easy as that. A couple of cat's hairs there. Thank you, cats. See, it's so easy to apply. The powders are so satisfying to dip into. And there, that's all of them done. And I just get my little fluffy dusty brush and very gently dust off any excess powders. We don't want them sitting there because they'll just pick up and gunk up the brush of the Pro Base. And also another thing that I do is, because I'm now going to paint over it again with a Pro Base, and I don't want any excess or powders picking up on the bottle and gunking up the Pro Base, because it will actually ruin it. Believe me, it will go gloopy, and I found that out the hard way. I get a piece of clean tissue, and this time we're going to paint the whole nail, going up to the cuticle as close as you can without touching it. Wipe off the brush before you put it back into the bottle. Again, trying to get a nice thin coat as possible. And then me personally, I dip and tap, dip and tap. And I'm going to do that on the rest of my nails, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's them double dipped and all done. I put my powder away before I do the next step because I don't want any excess dust going into the pot. Just another quick dust lightly over to get rid of any excess powder that's on the skin and the nails before we move to the next step. As you can see, that's covered nicely, and this is where step 2, the activator, comes in. We apply a nice generous amount over each nail, and this works to harden all of the layers. And we put this on and we wait for 2 minutes for it to dry, and then everything will be totally rock hard and ready to file and buff into shape. And this is where applying the Pro Base comes into play, because as long as you've applied that thinly, you won't really have much filing to do, because it should be nice and smooth and not lumpy bumpy and bulky. So we're just going to let this dry, and then we'll start filing. Okay, so that's all nice and dry now. I have a 240 grit and my white sanding block, and feeling the nail myself, it is smooth, so I'm not going to need a lot of filing or shaping. If you do over file, you've a chance you can take the colour off. You could protect with a clear coat of dipping powder first, but I don't have one of these from Revel Nails, so I just have to go with the colour, and I just gently file the side walls first, and I'm round the cuticle. I'm not pushing hard with this file, it's a very light touch, just to make sure it's extra smooth and a nice shape. And you can always stop and feel with your own finger. And then I just refine the shape of the nail a little bit more. And then when that's done, get rid of any scratches and totally smooth it with the white block. Go under the nail. And that's it, done. So I'm going to do the others off camera. I don't want to bore you with this bit. And then I'll be back. Okay, that's all done. They're all filed and buffed, and I've washed my hands as well to get rid of any excess dust. And we need the activator again. And this time we need the activator to dry the finish gel to a nice high shine and quickly. And this is where the dipping powders come into action. Once you've done all the bits of the dipping and whatnot, this is how you get the high shine finish and the quick drying. And it's all this lovely little magic bottle of activator. So you apply this over all of your nails and you wait for 2 minutes. Again, I have another piece of tissue, and this is to wipe the brush, because we don't want, like you don't want any dipping powder going into your pro base, you don't want any activator going into your finish gel, because it will harden the finish gel, and we don't want that. And the first coat is swipe, swipe, wipe, and in. Swipe, swipe, wipe, and in. And that's it. It's just a quick swipe, clean the brush, and do the next nail. And as I was saying, you don't want any activator that the brush may pick up from the nail to go into your finish gel, because it will harden the finish gel. And you can see that quick coat has given a nice shine. You wait for 15 seconds. I'm turning the tissue over because we don't want to contaminate that. And we wait for 15 seconds and that will dry, and then we can do another coat of the finish gel, and that time we can do a more precise coat, and that will give an even glossier finish. And that's it. Once that coat's on, you wait for 5 minutes for that to dry, add some cuticle oil, and that's your dip powder mani done. As simple and as easy as that. All the links to the products I've used will be in the box below. You can find out, I don't know what I'm saying there. You can find my blog post on this with more pictures. And I really hope you find this video on these dipping powders from Revel Nail helpful. Any questions, please let me know below. Please give this video a like. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you never miss a video from me. Thank you so much for watching. But the video's not finished yet, because once this has dried, we're going to go into the garden it's not as hot as it has been here, but the sun is out today and we're going to see the colour change in action. So that's all those done. I'm going to wait for 5 minutes. I'll add my cuticle oil and then we can go out the garden. And here we go, and you can see the gorgeous colour. I'm hoping it's going to focus. It's not Oh, I can say, I'm hoping that's picking up. It is actually going a lot darker shade of brown. It goes from like a milk chocolate to a dark chocolate. And it is just super pretty. Super pretty. Okay, we've just come back in and you can still see it's in that darker brown shade, but it will gradually go back to its lighter shade. And this is the complete set that you need. You do get a brush saver as well, which can clean your brushes, but this is what you get and this is what you need. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this Revel Nail video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.